just say, you know, that you're thinking of them or whatever. So actually that little book, I think, is quite a useful resource for people that are just out there supporting families as well.
Sorry, Tracy, and I'll finish before Rashta comes into it. Sorry, Angela, I just wanted to say where I live in my hometown of Rochdale, in the last 2, 3 weeks, a young 18-year-old lad of Pakistani heritage actually committed suicide. And there was a bit of talk in the community. And what was sad was that you just think our family's equipped to be able to have these conversations with a young male to be able to, deal with this stuff, who was being allegedly bullied. And it's just how we can let people like that know as well. They were neighbors, they were in the next street,
Yeah.
and you could just go and knock on the door and say, you know without being nosy, because I don't want to be nosy, but yeah.
Well, if you wanted one of the bags for that family, obviously I can send it to you and you could deliver it to them. It's completely, we'd be happy to do that.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
Thanks, Naveed. Rashta.
Information you've given, and just like Naveed said, just wanted to ask you, could you have links with like the GP practices for families who have recently had that loss? Maybe they could have like links in with yourself, or maybe they could refer people to yourself.
Yeah, you broke up a little bit there, but I think the question was around GP practices. Is that right? Yeah.
Yes, having links with GP practices, and maybe supporting the families through the GPs, and they could refer to yourself.
That's really sporadic. It's not. We have kind of said to GP practices that the bags are available, and some GP practices actually do have them on the site. Other GPs refer their patients to bags, but it's really difficult to get the information out across the board about what's available. And I think we probably need to be a bit more proactive in doing that, to say, just even we've got some single leaflets that we could leave at GP practices. So if, again, if you know of any routes to do that, we'd be happy to support.
Okay, my colleagues who work in the media team, they do like a monthly or weekly GP newsletter. So maybe your leaflet could be in that newsletter.
Yeah. That'd be
and that
great.
goes out to all the GPs across Lancashire and South Cumbria. So that's just like a way that we could promote it.
Definitely. Would you be able to email me about that? Would that be all right?
Yes. Okay. Is your email on the agenda?
It's on the contact list, Rashta.
Thank you. Fantastic. Thank you. And just going back to experiences, one of my close friends, she lost her son to suicide a couple of years ago. You probably may have heard of it. He just crossed the motorway in Burnley, and he lost his life. She has taken this really badly. She's moved house, so I don't know where she lives now, but I know I am in contact with her cousin, so maybe I could get the bag through to her through her cousin.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, most definitely.
Yeah.
It's not until we start talking like this that you realise how many lives is touched by suicide. Yeah, thank you, Rashta. Rabina.
Thank you again, Angela, for sharing your story. I think definitely in job centres, we definitely would be interested in working alongside yourself. I know you mentioned that you could drop off bags. So it would be really good for, like, if work coaches are talking to a customer and they come across that. I mean, I wouldn't be asking for a lot of bags initially. We could just start piloting it maybe a little bit.
Yeah.
You did say national, didn't you? So I'm that time to think now. Obviously, there's many job centres. So my patch at the moment is Pennine, so Rottenstone, Nelson, and Burnley. But also I work in East Lancs, so Accrington, Blackburn, and Darwin, and Clitheroe. So we could pilot something like this and then share it out to see how it works on site, and if that's something in demand, because obviously we have so many customers coming through our doors. So I can imagine that being quite a need, to be honest with you, and something that would really benefit our customers.
No problem at all. We could send a few out to you. Just let me know how many you'd like and where to send them to, and we'll
Yeah.
get them posted out to you.
Oh, brilliant. I mean, again, I don't know if you would mind coming out speaking to work coaches, just doing a session around what you offer. But it is really, I think, even I don't want you to obviously take you out of your time if you don't need to. That information can be shared quite easily to sites. But if I could have one bag just to kind of go through what's actually in there, so
Yeah,
they have an understanding, and then it's like, do we want it? Do we need it on site? And I would like to think 100% we would know a lot of people that
yeah.
would need it.
I'm happy to come and speak to the work coaches. So yeah, no problem at all. And we can
Oh,
get
brilliant. Thank
bags
you.
sent out to you. Again, if you just send me an email and we'll sort that out.
It's just how you like it, because I don't want it to be overwhelming either. So I'm thinking, is it better to start it small pilot first to see
Yeah,
how
I think
it's,
so.
do it
Yeah.
that way. So we could work on one site first and then work on the other later. Is that okay?
Not a problem. I mean, we currently send out approximately 200 bags a month across the
Wow.
country. So,
Wow.
and we started off, sorry, I'm probably taking too much time here, but when we first set up, it was me and my Wednesday wine night friends who would pack the bags, which was great fun, but actually it became, but as we grew and people were more aware of us, we actually moved the packing and distribution to a fulfillment center. So in terms of getting those out in quantities, it's not a problem anymore. So if it turned out that the pilot worked and actually you wanted a national rollout, we are able to fulfill that. So
Oh, fantastic.
not a problem.
No, thank you so much. No, I'll get your email address. It's in the list anyways, in it. So I will contact you definitely. Thank you.
Fabulous. See, this is what Burnley Linked's all about.
Yeah, it's great.
Thank you very much, Naveed.
Yeah, just last question to Angela. Angela, I know you mentioned something about no cost and funding shouldn't be a barrier, but it would just be, I think it'd be a bit cheeky of myself as a big organization to say, can you please send us a bag? Can you, when you've done all the legwork, done all the costing and stuff? And is there any kind of looking at funding support that maybe people can give, or as an organization that maybe we can support? I mean, certainly I'll be sharing it with our HR teams, the details that you've got, but I just think it's cheeky of me, of an organization, to try and get you to send loads of bags. I don't know how that come across. That's what I just thought. I can understand somebody, Joe Public on the street, but for me to try and get something out of that, to maybe there's more we can do to help.
Thank you. I mean, the bags cost nearly £30 each to pull together. So we've got sponsorship for some of the items in there, but and any donations we just encourage through our website. There's a Just Giving page link on there. So yes, very happy to receive donations.
Thank you.
Thank you, Naveed. Thank you, Angela. It sounds like you're going to have a lot of work on your hands. Keep you busy. Keep you busy in your retirement, won't it, Angela?
Exactly.
Fabulous. Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone, for your questions. We'll move on now to Michaela. I think Michaela's got a PowerPoint that she wants to show everyone. So what I'll do, Michaela, I will make you the host.
Fab, thank you very much. I think you're going to be a hard act to follow, Angela. I seem to get myself in these situations every time, don't I, Tracy? It's becoming a pattern.
You do, honestly, Michaela. I haven't done this on purpose.
But yeah, it was really good. In terms of my role as well, Angela, it was really good to hear about your organisation and the things that you're offering, because I think some of the people that I come across as well, this could potentially be something that I can utilise within my role as well. So it was really useful. So thank you for sharing that. And I do feel like it's a bit of a hard act to follow as well now. But I have got a nice shiny PowerPoint. I'm sorry that I'm not on camera. The room that I'm in, the signal is not brilliant in terms of the Wi-Fi, so I'm prioritising being able to speak to you and share my information, if that's okay. Right, let's have a look. See. bring it up. Sorry, I'm not used to using Zoom. I'm used to using Teams usually. Let's have a look. Right, hopefully. Can you see that okay? Yeah, fab. Right, let's bring that up. Right, okay. So I've come to talk to you today a little bit about my role. So my role is a relatively new one. I only started in January, and we've been kind of trying to get it up and running and see how that's going to work. So I just wanted to kind of share with you all how that is looking so far, and kind of get myself out there a little bit so that I can start getting some referrals in and things through the inbox. So I'm the community work coach. I work across Burnley and Nelson job centres at the minute. So I work alongside our partnership teams and things like with Rabina and Nick Avery. So at the minute, just to give you a little bit of an overview of my role. So my background, I've done quite a lot of community working, and I've got a real interest in people. So I've worked for DWP previously, so I've got a good knowledge of kind of benefits and systems and all that kind of thing. I've also worked for the Prison and Probation Service as a trainer, and I've worked more recently for Lancashire County Council as part of their mental health wellbeing team, which was a similar role to like a social prescriber, but it had more of a focus on mental health and well-being. But I have got a real interest in people and helping to remove those barriers so that they can kind of go on and move forward in life, really. So in terms of the community work coach role, as I said, it is a relatively new it's a relatively new role, but the idea behind it is really to support our most vulnerable claimants within the job centre. So they may be universal credit claimants, they might be JSS or job seekers allowance, or employment support allowance and things. Any of our claimants that might just need that helping hand to move forward. We do see a lot of people that are disengaged with our service. We know that we don't always have the best rep in terms of out in the community and things, and I really want to try and bring us to where people are in the community and where our customers are, so that we can best support them. And the way that we see this role working is taking that person-centered approach and looking at people and their circumstances and working with them, rather than just kind of doing a one-size-fits-all and things. So in terms of that, there's going to be a lot of tailoring around the support that I can offer. The biggest thing that I can offer as well in my role is time. I don't know if many people know about like job centre appointments and things, but generally we only tend to get 10 minutes with people, which is not a lot of time, especially if they've got a lot going on in their lives and they've got quite complicated needs and maybe just need a little bit more time. So my role will allow me to have that time with people and kind of get them the support that they need, and kind of collaborate with our services within the community as well. So as I said, the kind of vision for my role is to support our Pennine job centres at the minute. So we're just piloting it in Nelson, Burnley and Rawtenstall. The support that's on offer is tailored for our claimants, and the main drive as well is for us to collaborate with other community support. So the government are obviously wanting to push forward with kind of a bit more community working and getting us out of job centres and into where we can best support people. So I'm really excited to be able to kind of get out and about and see people. And you know, when we've had the events this year that I've come to, like the Community Together event and things at the Life Church, it was really brilliant to kind of start meeting people and building those connections. And I really hope that's something that I'm going to be able to build on going forward as well with my role. So the kind of things that we look at in terms of the role, the key thing really is about providing excellent customer service. We want to get people to come back to see the support that we can offer as well. I think, you know, a lot of people have can have quite negative perceptions about the job centre, and that we're just there to sanction people and we don't really want to help. But we have got so much that we can offer people. It's not all just about getting people a job. It's about working with these people and really helping them to kind of identify anything that we can help to move them forward. So it can be courses, it can be volunteering, it can be all sorts of different things. It might be going to do, get some qualifications and building up some confidence and things. So it really is about meeting people where they are and kind of working with them and taking that whole person approach to it. It's also about looking to make sure that people are getting everything that they're supposed to get. So I'm not there to advise about benefits, but what I do with each claimant that I work with is I go right back to the start of their claim and just make sure that they're getting everything that they're supposed to be, that there's no kind of payment blockers on there, there's not anything that's been missed, like housing costs or anything. So I go right back to the start just to make sure that everything is right. So it's kind of like a bit like a once and done approach really with it, just to make sure that everything is as it should be. And if there is anything, then I work obviously with my colleagues and other providers to kind of get that up and running and get that sorted. So as well as that, obviously I'll wanting to be a presence within the community. So at the minute we're looking to see where I can do some outreach. I've visited downtown yesterday, which was brilliant. I've been to church on the street, and I'm kind of looking to see where I'm going to be best placed within our community so that I can capture as many people as possible in the places that they're going to, really, rather than it just being an expectation for people to come to the job centre. So in terms of the people that I'll be working with, so obviously it's our claimants, so it's anybody who needs that extra bit of support really due to their circumstances. So it could be that they've got complex needs. In terms of the support that I offer around complex needs, there's nothing off the table, and if it's not something that I can deal with, there'll be people within the job centre that I can go to. So if it's somebody that's, one of our youth claimants, I can work with our youth teams to kind of make sure they're getting all the support that they need as well. And as I said, the organisations as well, we're trying to build those links between other organisations within the community. I started working with the police and probation as well more recently to kind of support them to work with claimants that are maybe in a reoffending cycle, to see if we can do something in terms of getting them into work or into training or whatever opportunities we can, just to keep them busy and try and break that cycle and reintegrate people back into society as well. So as well as our community and as well as our claimants, I'm also working with my own colleagues within DWP and other benefits to try and make sure that our claimants are getting everything that they need to. So as I said, in terms of my role, I do tend to have an initial conversation with people and develop a support plan. So I identify the areas that we need to focus on, where we can get that support from. Some of it might be signposting, some of it might actually just be kind of going out to places and setting up that bit of support with the claimant. It just depends really on that person's circumstances. And as well as having the time element, I can work with people for as long as necessary. So I know that people that that I'm working with, they're not necessarily going to be it's not going to be nice and easy and nice and simple, and it's not going to fit in a nice little box. There's going to be periods of time where I'm going to be working with them for a long duration. At the minute, there's a couple of claimants that I'm working with that I've started working with back in January, so I'm still working with them now, and it's quite intense. So in terms of that, it's about moving them forward and kind of sticking with that person and helping them move forward and removing those barriers one at a time. So the things that I can't do, I'm not there to give benefit advice. So in terms of that, we would signpost to places like citizens advice and things, because obviously it's not necessarily something that I can advise with, but I can look at, obviously, just to make sure that everything on the claim is there and stuff. So I can do that element of it. I can't do any home visits or go to places that haven't been risk assessed. So in terms of that, we have got a visiting team that go out for some of our claimants that are in most need, or that there might be different scenarios where that's applicable. But in terms of the support that I offer, it tends to be from outreach locations or within the job centre. I also can't deal with anything in terms of actual like issuing payments or anything like that from outreach, but what I can do is take it away when I'm back in the job centre. I can then start to look at that and either call people, or we can get them to come in and see me to resolve that if needs be. The other thing is that obviously it needs to be people who are ready to access support. So sometimes we'll see people and it'll take a couple of goes. So it might be that if they're not ready at one point for some support from me, it's not a case of that, you know, they're blacklisted forever and I'll be like, no, I'm not seeing them, they didn't want to engage. Some people just need a little bit more time to re-engage, and I understand that. So obviously it needs to be people who want to access that support and move forward in order to, you know, to progress. The other people that I can't work with are people who are not job centre claimants, basically. So anybody that's not receiving like job seekers or employment support allowance or universal credit. And it doesn't, my role also doesn't replace the job centre escalation pathway. So I'll put a little bit of that in there as well, just in case you're not sure of what that pathway looks like. But the starting point really for that, in terms of if there's anything to do with benefit or safeguarding queries that are not referrals to me, you still need to go through the normal pathway, which is the online resources or the journal by contacting the case manager. If that fails, then oops, gone too far. If that fails, then obviously it's about contacting the job centre manager. If there are multiple issues or there's multiple people that are affected, then it goes up to our partnership manager, which is Nick Avery. The job centre managers for Burnley and Nelson are Sarah Halford for Burnley and James McMahon for Nelson. And obviously there's a complaints procedure as well if that's required. So just to give you a little bit of kind of flavour of what I do, very kindly, one of the claimants that I've been working with has allowed me to give a little bit of an overview of the help that I've been supporting her with. She came to me at quite a vulnerable point in her life. She was going to lose her housing. She had come away from a relationship where there was domestic abuse present, and she was in a really low point. Her relationships had broken down with her family. There were a lot of issues going on around self-confidence and things. So we worked together. I did a case review on her claim. We got the housing reinstated for her. We worked with the GP surgery so that we could get the fit notes provided for ESA so that it could restart. And we also looked at the work capability assessment so that she was getting the correct support for her health conditions. So now she's in a much better place financially, and we've been able to sort that side of things out. We're now looking to work on her self-confidence. So she's going to groups like the Freedom Project to try and build her confidence back up. She's also enrolled on a college course. So at the minute she's due to start that, I think, today. So that's something that she's really interested in. It's just about building that confidence and the self-esteem again, so that she's then able to move forward with her life. And it's been really amazing just to see the transformation from how she was in January to how she is now. And it kind of goes to show that this does have the ability to really change things for people, and it can be a really valuable resource and things. But also the support that she's been accessing has also been community support. So it's also not just me that's done all this, it's also the efforts of the brilliant services that we have in our community as well, that we're really lucky to have. So I'm really hoping that this kind of gets my name out. You can start sending me some referrals, and then we can start working together, and hopefully you'll see my face about the place a little bit more in our communities. And just in case you don't know who I am or how to get in touch with me, I've got my brand new community work coach inbox now, so I will add that onto, I'll send it over to Tracy just to be added onto the membership list, so that if you've got any referrals, you can send those through to me, and I'll put it in the chat as well, just so that you've got that. And at the minute I'm focusing on Burnley and Nelson job centres primarily, so I'm usually in one of those locations. But if you do need anything, if you're not sure if the person's suitable or not, just give me a shout and we can have a chat about it and see if it's something that I can help with. And if not, I'll obviously take it away and see what I can do to support you that way as well. But that's everything. Is there any questions at all?
Anybody got any questions for Michaela? Michaela, we could only see the first slide.
Oh no!
Don't worry.
Oh no, I've worked so hard on this presentation.
I was just going to say
It
the
was
same.
lovely. It was lovely. I could see it down the side. But don't
Oh.
worry, if you send it to me, we can
Yeah.
send it out to the membership. And
Brilliant.
if you want to, you know, your shiny new Burnley Job Centre community work coach email address is on there, isn't it?
Yeah.
So that'll get that out there as well. We'll also put it on the Burnley Linked webpage. So everybody can see it then. We'll do the same when you do your People of Pendle one, we'll do the same with People of Pendle as well.
Oh, fab. Thank you so much. And like I said, just get in touch if there is anything. If you're not sure if it's for me or not, just give me a shout and I can, you know, do what I can to help.
Fab. Thank you. Rabina.
Michaela, that was amazing because I didn't know exactly what you did. So I've just found out about this community work coach role. So I think it's absolutely fantastic, something that I'm absolutely passionate about. I'm not quite sure who's on the call, but if there is any venues that you feel that customers do go to, then please reach out to Michaela or myself regarding what we feel how we can work together. To be honest with you, the only issue that we have is we can't pay for venues, unfortunately, so it would have to be a free venue if you are open to a work coach coming into that area, into that space. That's the only issue that I have. And then obviously we have to do a risk assessment as well, just to make sure that it's safe for our members of staff to attend. And there's like has to have 2 exit route ways for the customer and for the work coach. So it's just those things that we have in place that we would need when we risk assess the venue. But if there is anyone on this call that feels that their customer cohort or the group of customers that they work with would benefit from Michaela working with them, then please let us know.
We own 2 buildings, and one of our buildings is Ghana Community Centre, and we have a community cafe that runs there twice a week on a Wednesday and a Friday. You are welcome to go and have a look, do your risk assessment, and Michaela, we would be very happy to host Michaela. Michaela, you can have your breakfast as well.
Oh,
I'm
amazing.
just letting you know.
Michaela, we're sold now. That's it.
Absolutely.
I'm there.
So it's on a Wednesday and Friday morning. So anytime, just pop in, and staff there will sort you out.
Friday.
Okay.
Sorry, which community centre was it?
Gano, G-A-N-N-O-W.
Right, brilliant. We'll definitely visit that one.
Fab. Anybody else got any questions for Rabina or Michaela? No, you've stunned them all into silence, Michaela.
I have that effect on people, Tracy.
Yes, I do know.
As you know all too well.
Rashta's waving a finger at me. Do you want to say something, Rashta?
Yeah, just a quick question. You've probably already done this, Michaela. That was amazing. Absolutely fantastic. And I think what you're doing is it's a missing link that we had in the past where you weren't looking at the holistic side, that people have issues, they have mental health side and everything. So that's fantastic, brilliant. Just a quick question. Have you been visiting like local mosques and other groups like churches, or I know there's like some places where we hold meetings like at the Gorsia Centre in Burnley, and there's this Nelson Community Mosque, which is quite active. They have like a ladies drop-in session. Just want to know if that's something where you'd go.
So at the minute, because it's relatively new and we're looking to find the best outreach places, at the minute we're kind of open really to anything and just finding out what's out there really. So if you've got any suggestions, I'm quite happy to kind of pick it up and see if there's any kind of, or even if we could just link in, or if I could just make them aware of what kind of stuff that I'm offering, so that I can, you know, see if there's an area of need there. That if it's not something that I can pick up, it might be that one of our other teams within the job centre, we've got obviously the disability employment advisors and our employment advisors as well, that I work quite closely with as well. So if it's not necessarily something for me to pick up, it might be that I could pick something up with them as well, and make them aware of it, and we can, you know, see if there's a way of factoring that in.
Yeah, and certainly when there's like community health events, like there was one in Nelson, the Zone. I don't know if you've
Yeah.
heard of that in Nelson. Yeah, it would be really good for you to have a stand there as well, I feel. So next time, if there's anything like that, we could send that out to you, and then you could
That'd be
join us.
brilliant. Yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be great. Thank you so much.
No,
I
thank you.
also think, Michaela, it might be quite useful for our social connections team to have that presentation.
Yeah,
So what I'll do, I'll do an email introduction with you and our health and wellbeing manager, and that can be arranged.
yeah, fab. That sounds
Okay.
great. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, thank you.
Anybody else got any suggestions, comments, questions? No?
Sorry,
Yeah.
sorry, I do have a question.
Yeah.
It's for Ashta really, because she mentioned ethnic minority mosques. It is something that we are looking at, 100%. We are having conversations around that. I know East Lancs are currently looking at that area, and definitely Pennine as well, because ethnic minority is something quite high on our agenda to support. So you mentioned Goshia Mosque. Is that, would you say, is probably one of the best hubs or areas that our customers go to?
There's the Ladies Centre, which is the Gorsia Centre in Burnley. So for Burnley, I
Okay.
would say definitely yes.
So Lady Centre, that's
and
there.
Nelson, yeah, and Nelson Community Mosque. They're
Nelson
quite active.
Community. So do they
So
run?
they have like a drop-in every Thursday, I think it is, like a chai and chat session. Last time myself and a few of my colleagues went, the only thing is we thought we could just turn up because it was like a drop-in session, and we took up most of their time. So they said in future, just email us, contact us, and arrange a separate time away from that drop-in. So yes, and they are really active. The Nelson
So
one
they're
is
already doing things already.
they're already doing things. Yeah.
Oh, brilliant. No, I'll definitely reach out to them, because like I said, we do have in Burnley a high ethnic minority, and just making sure that we're supporting everybody.
Yeah.
Oh, that's brilliant. Thank you.
You're welcome. If you want like a contact, I can give you a contact.
Oh yeah, that'd be fantastic. If you can provide me contacts, that'd be amazing.
Yes, I will do.
Thank you.
I'll send you an email. Your details
you.
are on there as well, aren't they? Yeah.
I'm not sure if it's Nicola Avery, so you can either send it directly to Nicola Avery and then she'll pass it forward to me. That's absolutely fine, because I'm not sure if my details will actually be on there.
We can always add them, Rabina. If you email Lorna, she'll add your details with Nicholas.
My only worry is I'm only covering for a short time. Like, I am her deputy anyway. Like, I do support her anyway. But what happens is I'm getting quite a lot of emails from East Lancs, and then I'm getting Pennine. So I'm going to try and streamline it just for my sanity. So if it wants to go straightly to Nick Avery, then she will forward it to me.
Okay.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. Thank you, Michaela. You did a fabulous job, despite everything, against the odds, Michaela. You came out on top.
Thank you very much. Thank you for letting me have the spotlight for a little bit.
That's okay, no worries. Thank you, Rabina, for adding to what Michaela has told us today. Thank you very much. I'm really conscious of time. I know it is now 11:15. We do like to just keep these to an hour. So I'm going to just keep the update on Burnley Health and Wellbeing Partnership really brief. And I'll keep my update on BPRCVS really brief as well. Everything else will be on the webpage. So Burnley Health and Wellbeing Partnership update, Adult Social Care Transformation Fund. Needless to say, we have still not got the funding yet. So we have not been able to open the funding for our small groups yet. But as soon as we do, we'll let everybody know. I'm not going to give subgroup updates or anything like that, but has any of you got any themes that are coming up constantly? You know, have you got a lot of things coming through your cohort, your participants, your beneficiaries, your customers? Are they talking about certain things? Is there any themes coming through? If you can't tell me today, that's fine, but please do bear it in mind. If you're getting a lot of a certain thing, please do let me know, because we can feed it up into the health and wellbeing partnership, and you know, it will help them to develop the priorities for the partnership and partners. So information sharing, onto the bit that we all come for. So just a really quick, we are still celebrating our 90th anniversary. We will be doing all year. There are articles on the webpage, on the Burnley Linked webpage about our history, which is quite interesting. We've been learning a lot as well from that, which is quite interesting. We are asking everyone, including all of you, to pledge an act of kindness that we can put on our kindness tree, please. I will take a photograph and we will put it onto the webpage, just so that you can see what acts of kindness has already been pledged. It can be something really small, like I'm going to smile at more people today. Or it could be, I'm going to make my partner a cup of tea in the morning, or it could be something really small, or it could be something huge, like we had somebody that wanted to donate a couple of £100 to one of the community groups, which was great. So it's up to you, but please do send them through to me or Lorna, any act of kindness, and I'm sure you are kind all of the time, and it is no great Shakespeare to think of something that you can do for someone else. Even letting somebody out of a side street sometimes, you know, that good warm fuzzy feeling that you let somebody out and it's like, I have the power to hold all this traffic back. That's an act of kindness as well, because it's really good when you're the recipient of that and you're let out into traffic. So just something like that. I will shut up now, and like I said, all this information that I've got here will be on the webpage. So Naveed, you've got your hand up.
Yeah, I'm going to give you a quick update, but my act of kindness, Tracy, and I want you to note this, is to keep myself on mute for everybody's sake, right? But
I'm going to put that down.
put it down, please. Put it down. I wanted to just promote, and because I'm hopeless at computers, so Michaela, you're not on your own there. I've actually put it in the chat, the details about the Above and Beyond Awards, which we're doing as part of the CVS 90-year celebrations, as part of recognising volunteers in the community. So we're asking for nominations of individuals and people who you know that are doing good in their community. We've got, Tracy, how many? Is it 7 categories? Don't
Yes.
test me on this, but I've put the link in the chat for people to put details in. We started off by asking for letters of support, but we found that would be quite difficult for some of the award categories. So please put people, as long as you got your narratives right, you can explain why you think they're worthy of that. The panel will then decide from there. So please don't let a letter of support put you off from submitting. Some of that we've taken it off, but anything that you can send or get other people to encourage to put a nomination in, and it's not by numbers, it's about what you write about the individual that we would be considering on the panel. So the deadline date, don't even ask me. Tracy, what's the cut-off date for that?
Oh, Naveed, I can't remember.
Which, sorry? My colleague's telling me 2nd of May. See, so 2nd of May is the deadline date.
Thank you, Annabelle.
It wasn't Annabelle, it was Matthew.
Oh, thank you, Matthew.
Tracy said thanks. And then the next big thing I wanted to let everybody know about was celebrating VE Day, which is the 8th of May. It's at 11 o'clock. There's an event being held in the Peace Garden to celebrate VE Day, and at 9:30 p.m. at the Singing Ringing Tree. So if you want to go to the Singing Ringing Tree at 9:30 at night, you can see a beacon or whatever they're doing. Yeah. So is that okay? Anything else, Matthew, you want me to tell? And everybody is very welcome on the 20th of May to the Mayor at Home. All this stuff you can find on our council's webpage. But on the 20th of May, you're very welcome to come to Burnley Town Hall, have a look at the Town Hall, meet the Mayor, And sorry, I got this and I couldn't quite work it out. So I'm not only going to keep myself on mute, I need to get with the lingo. So it's 2 till 4 in the afternoon. Okay, thank you. Phew.
Thanks, Naveed. Sanam.
Hi, everybody. I just wanted to say thank you so much for all the updates. I missed a bit because I just got a phone call, but I just wanted to say thank you to yourself, Tracy, and also to Naveed for promoting the breast cancer screening out in the community. We are still screening women that are registered with practices in Burnley up until the mid-June. So if you do know women who are eligible between the ages of 50 up to the age of 71, that possibly are putting off their breast screening, please continue to promote as much as possible. But thank you for your support. I really appreciate it because I've seen the Facebook posts as well. So yes, a thank you, and still just to promote it as much as possible, really. Thank you.
Fabulous. It's a cause close to my heart, as some of you will know. I was diagnosed with breast cancer in 2023, and it wasn't a mammogram that found it, actually. However, check yourselves. Go and get yourselves screened. It's worth it. Trust me. I'm still here. It was a traumatic time, and it probably took me about 4 months, 4 to 6 months to kind of come round a little bit. And I'm still on hormone treatment, but I'm here. I'm fine. I've been back at work for 12 months now, so it's worth it. You're not going to die. Please do go and get screened. So I'm just going to go around my screen here. Naveed, you've still got your hand up.
I just wanted to say,
You said you were going to mute yourself.
I am. But you know, the thing is, when you're not going to die, we haven't got control over that. But yeah, what I wanted to suggest to Sanam, because there's mostly ladies on this, and I know this goes out live, but Sanam, it was something I suggested to a miserable lady that I went, and I don't live in Burnley. It was in Rochdale, different authority altogether for the NHS. And it was something I said lightheartedly, but a way of getting people in was offering a proper measuring service. That's what we're lacking. So you could do the breast screening and do a proper measuring service. So you worked that one out. Yeah, thank you.
I don't know how.
No,
I don't know how enthusiastic our mammographer will be about that. But yeah, it's something
just
I could suggest. I could suggest, but I wouldn't hold my breath, Naveed.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of people walking around who could probably get a bit of help and don't know where to go. So thank you.
Thanks, Naveed. Rabina, have you got anything to add?
No, I'm okay.
Fab, thank you. Rashta?
No, I'm okay as well. Thank you.
Katie and Janet? They can't find the unmute button.
Sorry, yeah, I couldn't find the unmute button. Obviously, you've done most of the updates, Tracy. Just a shout out for the next monitoring and evaluation workshop that you will expertly be delivering, which is on the 14th of May.
Thank you very much. So anybody that's got any funding, or any groups that you know of that's got any funding from anywhere, it doesn't have to be from us. You could have funding from anywhere. The monitoring and evaluation, every drop out of my mouth is gold dust, isn't it, Katie? Yes. And those of you that have been, I'll say that. Naveed's nodding, you see. She's never been to it, but she knows. So thank you, everybody. You've behaved yourself massively. She's put her hand up again. Naveed, what? You're on mute.
Right, there you go. See, this is under any other business, Tracy, and it's something I just wanted to flag up Burnley Linked to lots of people who are delivering a service here. It's something around what I'm picking up more and more is around social media and what people are posting. And I don't know if it's something CVS could consider delivering something with community groups, because even if you work with volunteers, you work with community groups, or you work with people who represent your organization, if this thing about social media, putting out tweets and saying things that, that could potentially come back and bite you on your bum for organizations. So it was something that I think organizations, I thought I'd raise it, could start considering about having a social media policy. If you've not, you probably already got them. So apologies if I'm replicating something here, but it was just something that's been playing on my mind for some time. And I wanted to flag it up with community groups so that people don't get stung by actions of individuals in their own movement around the fact that your organizations then become a bit of a focus point for some negativity.
Yeah, thank you, Naveed.
Thanks.
I know we certainly have a social media policy, but maybe the smaller groups don't, and maybe it's something that we can include along with our recommendations for safeguarding and health and safety policy, as well as data protection. We do all that kind of stuff as well. So thank you for that, Naveed. Anything else from anyone? No? Look at us, 6 minutes early. 6 minutes early we are. How good are we? We're great, aren't we? So you've now got 6 minutes, folks, to go and do what you want. You're supposed to be in this meeting. I won't tell anybody. That includes Katie and Janet. I won't tell anybody. Go
You
and
record these,
I know,
Tracy.
so.
I think you should not put it on YouTube.
But they won't know till after the fact. So please go and enjoy the sunshine. Go and step outside for 5 minutes. Go and breathe, take it easy. And thank you so much for contributing. It's been a great meeting again. There's been really good connections made there. Angela and Michaela have been really popular. And I know that, you know, we're all really grateful for any information that we get because it adds to our knowledge base as well, doesn't it? Naveed, you're leaning forward expectantly. Do you want to say something?
Yeah, don't forget to go out and vote on Thursday if you live in Lancashire for your county councillor.
Yeah. Don't forget to put your nominations in for Burnley's Above and Beyond Awards. It will be a fantastic ceremony with Naveed and I involved. Of course it will be. So please do get your nominations in. Please do continue sharing with each other and please do continue linking up with each other. Thank you all very much. Have a lovely day. Take care.
Have a great day, everyone. Bye-bye.
Thank
Bye.
you. See you
Bye.
later.
Bye.